IVC, Dale, Gatefold 33, back to do the next episode, episode 4, I think, of the Lost in the Collection series that I'm doing, where I dig back into my collection, picking out records that I haven't listened to for 5 years or more. The theme of today's episode is EPs. So and I didn't have many to choose from, if I'm honest. Once I'd filtered it down into, I haven't got a great deal of EPs, and then of the EPs I haven't listened to for a long time. There weren't that many to choose from, but I picked 5. Let's see what I picked. So first up is, I'll move back a bit. First up is Samal, who are a Finnish heavy rock band in the sort of progressive, that time when rock moved into progressive, but wasn't too overly complex and theatrical in its progressive. So it's a period I like, sort of the sort of and it's got a bit of sort of doom rock. So it's sort of that sort of period 70, 71, I think. Sabbath and but other rock bands, and so they're from Finland. They're a modern band. I was introduced to them by, I think, Miko, I think it's called, in Vinyl Corner, who used to make videos on the VC back in the day when I first started watching them. I'd say 10 or 8 or 9 years ago, yeah, he got me into them. They produced 3 albums and an EP, and I've got them all on vinyl. They come out on Svart Records, which is a Finnish label that also does quite a lot of good issues. I used to get a fair amount of stuff from Svart. So it's kind of like keyboard, guitar, heavy rock. It's sung in Finnish, so that was a bit of a. I haven't got this digitally, so I literally haven't listened to this for a long time, and so getting into the kind of the vocal style and the Finnish language, obviously I can only listen to the music. I can't understand what they're singing, but that took a little while. But once I got into it, yeah, I really enjoyed it. So good to revisit that. Good, and I'll probably need to. Well, I'd recommend, if you're going to start, or look at their debut album. I think that's probably a place to start with, Samal. So next up, another artist I'm kind of very familiar with, but have kind of not played much recently, the Black Keys. The Black Keys, I think, I like their early stuff. I think their style, I kind of got a bit samey, and then they've gone a bit poppy. But this EP called, is it Chulahoma, something like that? Chulahoma, yeah, is it's all songs written originally by Junior Kimbrough, blues original blues artist, and they've covered his songs in the sort of Black Keys style. The final track is a spoken piece by his widow saying what a good job she thinks they've done of it. And I say, once it gets a bit similar to the Samal album, I needed to get into the kind of blues rock. I haven't listened to a lot of blues rock and Black Keys. I had to tune into the blues rock and the Black Keys sound a bit. I mean, this is more stripped back than some of their stuff they've done. Once I'd done that, I enjoyed it, but it took, you kind of got to tune into it. So that's that. Probably following on that similar vein. So next up is an EP by Tame Impala. So this is the only Tame Impala I've got on vinyl. And this originally came out in 2008. I didn't get it in 2008. I got a reissue in 2013. I was aware of Tame Impala and bought this on the back of I think their first album was around this time, or before then, and bought this, and it is in the kind of psych rock period. I know, as I say, his it's involved. There's Tame Impala sound has evolved. I'm not sure I've enjoyed the way it's evolved, but this was fine. It's what I was expecting. Perhaps actually, the side A is much stronger and more familiar to me than side B. But Tame Impala EP, I don't think it's called anything, is it? I think it's... next up is, and all these are about 20 to 30 minutes long, apart from the last one I'm going to show you in a minute. So this next one up is a collaboration between Iron and Wine, which is another solo artist, Sam Beam, who does kind of Americana, alt indie Americana style albums, and I've followed his career for quite a while. And Calexico, who I've spoken about before, as the kind of name suggests, a mix of California and Mexico in terms of their sort of that spatial Western sort of, Westerns style music. And I think the blend here of the Calexico kind of sound with the beautiful vocals of Sam Beam in the most is really good, particularly on side A. I think the opening track, He Lays in the Rains, and the closing track of side A, History of Lovers, are both really good songs. But this is strong, and I was familiar. It's kind of familiar. I've got this digitally, and I've played this quite a lot anyway. So it's not like I wasn't familiar with this beautiful artwork as well. And it delivered. And then finally is this No Sadness or Farewell, something like that. No Sadness or Farewell, as an EP by Crippled Black Phoenix, who are a UK, I guess I'd say they're a UK progressive rock band, but I think they're also a bit post-rock. Yeah, and they're kind of, I think their lineup's moved around a bit certainly in the last few years. And their sound, there's a lot of Floydian stuff going on in this. It's quite dark rock, which is kind of all appeals to me. This is this is catalogue everywhere I look. It's catalogued as an EP, but it's 49 minutes long. So that by any stretch, that's longer than probably most of my albums, single albums are in my collection. So, but it's an EP technically. Yeah, and it is that kind of modern, progressive, Floydian style with a kind of dark. I mean, I think the subject matter with the soldier there and that is probably a fairly dark subject matter as well around war. So of the five, if I finished the five, I've gone through this quite quickly. Of the five, this has encouraged me to go back and visit more of Samal's albums, because I haven't got this digitally, and I thought, I need to give them more of a spin, which is good. As has this with Crippled Black Phoenix. I've got a couple of other albums by Crippled Black Phoenix. This has not encouraged me to go out and buy some more Tame Impala and vinyl. I think this was okay. Maybe playing this in the dark, cold, miserable winter was, perhaps not the best time. I wasn't in the mood for it. This was good, but again, I'm in a kind of, I need to leave the Black Keys alone even a bit. I don't know. Although I bought all their material, kind of bought everything really enthusiastically maybe 10 years ago. I've sort of gone off them a bit. So yeah, of them all, this is by far my favourite, and I probably knew it would be. Is a strong EP. I highly recommend people giving it a listen. So that's In the Rains by Calexico and Iron and Wine. Okay, VC, that's it. I'm going to go off now and pick 5 other things to listen to, in amongst all the other stuff I'm listening to as well. I'm not being driven by this, but yeah, good. Cheers, bye.